let's dive into the first myth. A clean core means no customization. Abby, one of the biggest concerns for SAP customers is that adopting a clean core means they need to give up the opportunity to customize. How do you address that misconception, and what alternative approaches exist for necessary extensions or customizations?
So let's, I guess, clarify it. I find the term clean core really annoying. It's like when I ask my kids if their bedrooms are clean and they say yes, but I'll say no. It's a perception, isn't it, on what's clean and what isn't. I don't think clean core means no customizations. It means smart customizations, ones that are modular, maintainable, and upgrade friendly. And I guess in terms of addressing this misconception, what we would do is work with SAP customers to establish their clean core approach. And that's the important bit. The end goal has to fit with the business strategy and how they're going to get there. So we'd support them in aiming to remove unnecessary modifications to the SAP standard, but still allow for business critical extensions. And the key would be shifting from traditional in-system modifications to modern side-by-side extensibility, whilst keeping your business agile. And there are a number of alternative approaches that exist, and our role is to help advise customers on the right approach. So one example of that could be adopting side-by-side extensibility on SAP BTP, sorry. So companies can build custom apps and services using SAP Extension Suite and BTP without altering SAP's core. So a clean core doesn't mean zero customizations. It means shifting custom development to standardized, upgrade-friendly approaches, and customers can still meet their unique business needs while reducing their technical debt and ensuring long-term system sustainability.
Okay, thanks, Abby. Yeah, and Mateusz, do you have a customer example where customization was preserved or retained because it was kind of delivering part of their business strategy, or was needed for them from a competitive advantage kind of standpoint, but they were able to retain it in a clean core compatible way?
Good question. Well, retained one-to-one, no, because normally from my experience, old critical solutions coming from the old world always have some problems when you compare them to the clean core perfect world. But as Abby said, it's not, there isn't a single definition of clean core. So that's also worth noting, right? That every customer's clean core is different. Yeah, well, an example that I could give is a project that we recently supported. They had an old solution, which if you were to run ATC checks on cloud readiness, etc., there were many P1, P2 findings. So far from this theoretical clean core, of course. So it was a highly customized T-code based dashboard, but extremely business critical. So there were a lot of business users using it every single day. So there was absolutely no room for any trial and error. Let's kind of build it and hope it will work. So it had to be re-architected pretty much. It was moved to BTP because after initial analysis, we decided that it was a good candidate for BTP. And S4 kind of allowed us to take some advantage of the standard APIs that are available with S4HANA. So we could replace classic custom SEGW build APIs with standard plus extensions, but clean core compliant extensions. And on top of that, we also had to build two custom ones, and they were also built in a clean core compliant way. So using a technology called ABAP RESTful programming model. The backend code was then kind of distributed across two landscapes, and the data from these landscapes was visualized in an application sitting on top of BTP. Besides this, we also had, we were consuming, and that's probably one of the reasons why it ended up in BTP, was that part of this dashboard, there were two different third-party calls that had to be made to third-party solutions. So we decided that, you know, making use of CPI and the integration capabilities made the most sense, also considering other factors. But yeah, obviously, you know, it's difficult to kind of summarize it in a couple of sentences, but it was a pretty big project for one standard one custom T code. But yeah, okay. Long story short, it did move to S4HANA. It worked. It passed rigorous testing, and it's successfully live now, still running after a couple of defects, of course. But it's all solid and stable.